enough to convince some people to pay up. They'll ask you to buy reloadable cards and then provide the number on the back.
They're going to try whatever they can to get your money out of you. And if they're asking for a card, don't fall for it. Verify everything.
All right, so our so-called IRS agent there told us that the 3 most popular states for people to fall for this are California, Texas, and you guessed it, right here in Florida. The IRS would first send you several mailers and then call you as the last resort if they needed to get a hold of you. We're live, Andrew Lawfome, WPTV News Channel 5.
Now to incredible body cam video of 3 local police officers risking their lives to save a woman and 2 young children from the ledge of a 2-story home. The video is hard to watch because of the danger everyone faced.
She's on Molly.
It's okay.
Delray Beach police officers quickly got to this home and tried to reason with the woman who had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old beside her. But when that failed, they ended up being able to pull the children away, slowly walking them along the ledge and in through a window. They were holding them tightly every step. Police say that woman was likely high on the street drug Molly.
You have to fight every instinct, normal instinct, to run out there yelling and screaming and what are you doing? Get these children off the roof.
The children are safe now with the Florida Department of Children and Families. We do not know their relationship with that woman, but she is at a mental facility and could be facing criminal charges.
New at 11, the lights are back on along what was a pitch black stretch of I-95. The Florida Department of Transportation says Hurricane Irma caused the lights near 10th Avenue North to sporadically go out. The same stretch where recently dozens of cars got flats after running over metal rods that were on the dark highway. In the event of another outage, FDOT says it may add warning messages to electronic signs.
A father on a mission to make sure his daughter's legacy lives on. Satia Faketa was one of the teenagers killed in this wrong-way crash in St. Lucie County earlier this year. News Channel 5's Megan McRoberts is live at Big Apple Pizza in Fort Pierce, where a fundraiser is underway to create a scholarship in her name. Megan?
If I could, I would go home and shower and change.
Yeah, well, Kelly, this group of now 11 people behind me, they're trying to win a competition of keeping their hands on this car as long as possible, with the winner getting to take that car home. So far, we're about 7 hours into this competition. Just 3 people have called it quits so far. It's not just fun and games, though. They were all sponsored to be here, and the donors' money is going toward that scholarship fund.
Kicking off what could be a long night or even a few long days.
Oh, I already plan to go for a week. I'm all set. I said I'd like to go 24 hours at least.
This ambitious group taking advantage of a rare opportunity to win a new car.
Till I'm the last one standing.
Just by keeping their hand in place day and night.
Phone, headphones, battery chargers for the phone.
I slept all day. Get as much sleep as possible.
But what they're doing is a part of something much bigger. It's helping create a legacy for a local teen killed in a car crash. Santia Faketa was just 18 when she and her 17-year-old friend, Brittany Poindexter, were both killed in a wrong-way crash in February.
My daughter loved children. She loved to teach children.
So her father, Stuart Faketa, decided to create a scholarship in his daughter's name. It will help send anyone to school at Indian River State College to pursue an education degree, just as Santia was doing.
I'm hoping that someday her friends that she's gone to school with, their children will receive scholarships to be able to go here to our local college, IRSC.
It's a goal keeping them motivated.
Her mom and her sister work for the city. They're good friends of mine. So it's good to come out and support them.
It's all for a good cause, so that's why we're all here.
So we know that the goal for this scholarship for Stuart is $100,000. So far, over $20,000 has been raised just from this competition alone, and the staff here at Big Apple Pizza in Fort Pierce will be counting up the rest of the proceeds from the night to see exactly how much they're going to be able to contribute. Reporting live in St. Lucie County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
We sure have a lot of nice people in this community. Good for all of them. New at 11, a way to possibly stop algae blooms in Treasure Coast waters could be in the works. A congressional committee passed a proposal that would give federal money to the Army Corps of Engineers to try to develop new technology to prevent algae blooms from forming. A huge task. The amendment submitted by Treasure Coast Congressman Brian Mast. Congress set to vote on the bill next month. A heads up for Treasure Coast families whose seniors are graduating tomorrow from St. Lucie West Centennial High School. Congrats on that. Because of wet conditions, though, at the fairgrounds, graduations have been moved to the Finn Center in Fort Pierce. Now, parking's limited. You're being asked to carpool if you can. Ceremonies for Fort Pierce Central High School and Treasure Coast High School will take place at the Finn Center Friday.
Tonight, a 94-year-old Boca Raton woman is searching for her hero, the man who saved her after she unknowingly drove her car into a lake. These pictures posted on Facebook by West Boca News show the scary reality of how close Alice Modine came to not making it out of her car before it sank Saturday. Alice said she didn't panic and was even at peace with herself when her hero came to the rescue.
The door opened, and this very nice young man said, "Hold on to me, I'll get you to a dry place." So I held on to him, did exactly as he told me. Then he said, "Is there anything in the car that you need?" I said, "Yes, I would like to have my purse, and all the paperwork pertaining to the car is in a glove compartment." He said, "Okay, I'll get it."
Alice hopes the young man who helped her on Saturday will see this story and come forward so she can thank him properly.
You just want to give her a hug.
I know, absolutely.
And him a big high five.
Yeah, what a nice thing to do, and so glad she's all right.
Indeed. In 60 seconds, going undercover, an investigation reveals how some ride-sharing drivers could be putting children in danger.
Before you juice up at the next phone charging station, how you might be putting your device at risk for hacking.
And more powerful volcanic eruptions causing the earth to break open in Hawaii, threatening to swallow this home.
And now here's a look at what's coming up on The Tonight Show.
Hey guys, Mindy Kaling, Andy Cohen, Tariq Trotter are here for a game of Jinx. Plus we have music from Lil Pump. It's a great show. Do not change the channel.
This is News Channel 5 at 11. Thanks for making WPTV your #1 most trusted news source.
In this state, we have child car seat laws because we don't want this to happen. Shocking crash test video says it loud and clear.
But it turns out some drivers working for popular ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft are putting your kids in danger for the price of a ride.
Simon Sheckett from our station in Michigan went undercover to expose drivers who are breaking the law.
This dash cam footage shows a Lyft driver picking up a mother and her baby at an airport. Look closely as they leave without a car seat, which is against the law.
Things that can happen to them besides, whiplash, concussions. You'll watch a child go forward and go into the windshield and actually have a crushed skull.
We decided to put Uber and Lyft drivers to the test to find out just how many were willing to ignore state law and drive a mother and her 2-year-old son without a car seat.
I am hoping they all say no.
Emily Gottschling and her son Weston came with us for a total of 6 calls, 3 to Uber and 3 to Lyft.
This is 4 minutes.
We used hidden cameras to document what we found. After calling our first Lyft driver, we quickly realized it was a case of no child seat, no problem.
We don't have the car seat. Are you able to take us?
That's a good question. I know people have gotten in the car that never asked, so we just go.
Would you drive us anyway without a car seat?
I don't mind.
A driver from Uber also willing to drive us without a child seat. He even starts rolling before we can stop him.
Hey, we don't have a car seat with us. Is that a problem?
Yes, of course. No.
How far?
All the way.
It's illegal to go without a car seat, right?
If you're all right with it, I'm okay with it.
Another Uber ride, and again, we're told.
Would you take us anyway, though, or?
Yeah.
One driver from Lyft even promised to be extra cautious.
If we don't have a car seat, it's also against the law.
Well, I'll be careful.
Out of 6 rides, this Lyft driver was the only one to stop us. Emily admits she was stunned at how many drivers were willing to go for a ride, endangering her child's safety.
I'm absolutely
shocked.
And for those who admit to breaking the law on a regular basis,
I thought they would say they should be in a car seat, but they didn't even care.
I reached out to Uber and Lyft. In part of a statement, Lyft says drivers should know they have our full support, declining a ride for passengers who do not follow Lyft's safety policies, and their decision to do so will not impact their rating. In part of a statement, Uber tells us Uber's community guidelines lay out our expectation that drivers using the Uber app follow all relevant state, federal, and local laws and the rules of the road at all times.
And to be clear, they never actually rode anywhere with those drivers, meaning they did not break the law. And of course, it's the responsibility of an adult to make sure a child is in that car seat at all times. If you are a parent at home tonight with a teething baby, do not use numbing medicine on your child. That's the message from the FDA. Most oral numbing gels contain benzocaine. The agency says the anesthetic generally doesn't work. It's also dangerous. It can affect, according to the FDA, how your child's red blood cells carry oxygen. Doctors say cold but not frozen teething rings can help soothe their pain.
Here at 11, you're traveling, your battery's low. You may plug in at one of the public USB ports you see so many places now. But before you do that, experts have a warning for you about juice jacking. Plugging your phone into a compromised charger at an airport, a park, maybe a busy coffee shop can give hackers access to your device.
Juice jacking is basically placing kiosks or other charging stations that look like they're just going to give you power, but in fact also have a malicious data component to go along with it.
Experts say buying a cable that is power only can protect you. You can also try plugging into a wall outlet. Boy, you have to be aware of everything everywhere now in the cyber world. And instead of a USB port, try something else whenever possible. Wall outlets do nothing, of course, but deliver good old-fashioned electricity.
Tonight, 2 homeowners are watching their home fall into cracks, which opened up after volcanic eruptions in Hawaii. They first evacuated nearly 3 weeks ago when the lava began spewing from the Kilauea volcano. 2 days ago, their next-door neighbor recorded this video. I mean, huge, not just cracks, like huge gaping holes. Part of the home teetering on those cracks. And let's take a live picture. Unbelievable at Pahoa, Hawaii. Hot lava is still erupting at this hour.
And again, still mesmerizing. Pretty amazing stuff. All right, well, also amazing watching these tropical systems develop, even though we don't want any at all. This one has now a 70% chance of developing in the next 4 to 5 days. In the short term through Friday, it's very unlikely. So much interaction with land. It's around Belize and Yucatan, the actual centers overland at this point. And there's a lot of convection going on here. Very impressive, especially for this time of year. This is some of the warmest water in the entire Atlantic basin, though, especially just south of Cuba. But it's got a little bit of a punch to it, so it's been upgraded a little bit to 70%. That's more for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday as it drifts across the Yucatan and then eventually into the Gulf of Mexico. So these are the computer model runs right through early Saturday morning. It's hardly moved at all. Then it makes its move, though, through Saturday, gets over the warm waters of the Gulf, where we have some areas that are above normal for temperatures this time of year, some below. Either way, the computer models want to generate this into a depression or a storm. The red line here is the Euro. The GFS not showing up tonight, but it takes the storm, the latest run, in toward Tampa on Saturday and Sunday. That would be not so great for us because we would get stronger winds and some heavier rainfall in total from it. The Euro model, still not the best weekend, but it does keep some of the stronger winds off the coast. So there is Saturday, or I should say Friday, at Friday evening, and just the outer edges starting to brush across southwest Florida, the outer bands. But as we get into Saturday, you can see just about all of Florida getting into at least some rainfall, some gusty winds. And as we all know, with these tropical systems, even if they're very messy, those tropical rains, they come down in buckets. And it's very heavy rainfall, some gusty winds as each band pulls through. So the Euro's trending north, and some of the other models too. The GFS still wants to bring it closer to Florida. We'll keep an eye on that. Either way, obviously not the best weekend in store, but the Euro would be a little bit more optimistic for rainfall with totals through Memorial Day of about 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches. The GFS goes crazy with the rainfall, almost double that. This is on top of what we've already seen which is about a foot in a lot of areas. We're looking at 4, 5, 6 inches of rain through late Monday or early Tuesday. So much better for us to get a track that is generally north. There's some rain on the radar tonight, some heavy rain cells coming in around Lake Worth, Lake Clark Shores, Green Acres, headed toward Wellington. The wider view shows quiet weather all the way up and down the coastline otherwise, and on the Treasure Coast, warm and humid. Not a bad night. Some showers are possible tomorrow morning. I'm going to go optimistic, though. I think it'll be a lot like today, perhaps a few more showers around, but we are looking at a fair amount of sunshine for Thursday and probably at least the start of Saturday, too. There's a look at the computer model trends with a few morning showers and then a few afternoon rains around the lake. All right, not bad for boaters and beachgoers tomorrow. Sees about 2 to 3. Beautiful night on the way. Some rain possible tomorrow, but a fair amount of sunshine. It's really Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day that we're looking at high rain chances as those bands work through. Back after the break.